I'm trying to stick to the script of how to do it, but I'm just going to do it differently. 3 and 2 and... Hey, I'm Father Mark Mary with the Franciscan Friars, the Renewal, and this is Ascension Presents. I want to talk to you about what I look back on as the most difficult sort of struggle of first becoming a friar. It's probably going to surprise you a little bit. At least it's not at all what I expected. I was thinking maybe it's moving across the country, moving to sort of the inner city, New York. Maybe that would be difficult with the noise, with kind of the activity. Not that. Maybe it was being homesick, being away from family and friends and being in this totally different environment. Difficult, that's a challenge, but it wasn't the most difficult challenge. Or maybe it was, like sleeping on the floor, eating sort of food that's donated, that kind of stuff. Nope. The biggest struggle for me in becoming a Franciscan Friar of the Renewal was singing in front of the brothers. And I remember, it's true, I remember the first day I had to do it as if it was yesterday. It was finally my turn. I had to lead this canticle that had these alleluias in it. And one of the other friar priests is like, okay, this is what you have to do. I'm like, do I have to sing it? It's like, yeah, you have to sing it. He tried to like teach me the tune, and that didn't work very well. And so there it is. We're in the chapel. There's all my brothers, my brother postulants, the guys who were entering with me, the other friars, probably a dozen people in the chapel. And it's my turn to sing. And I got like a sweaty forehead. My heart's beating super fast, restricted breathing. And I'm like, hallelujah, hallelujah. And I tried my best. I tried my best to sing, and really it was like I pushed out a little more noise than normal, like when I'm reading. It was my attempt at singing, and it was pretty bad. And it's not like kind of like funny, cute bad. It's like, okay, that's just really bad. Can we have somebody else do it? And I look back on that, and I look back at it all the time. Like, first of all, what I learned from it is that before I became a friar, I pretty much like never had to do something I was bad at in front of people, right? So I was good at sports. So I hung out with other guys who were good at sports, and we played sports together. And so we kind of met on that level. We met where I was good, or I was good at school. And so, I would get like good grades, whatever, and people would say, oh, good job at school. I wasn't good at singing, so I never joined the choir. And I'm not good at acting or whatever, so I never joined, theater. And I realized that we had so much control over the types of situations we're in and the type of people we're hanging around. And now with like social media, right? Like you have so much control over like what picture you put up. I mean, you don't have to put up a bad picture. All of us, we take perfect pictures all the time, right? What I also learned is that because I was controlling like where people were meeting me and only having people meet me where I was good at something, I was actually limiting the experience of being loved by others. Because all of a sudden, as a new friar who couldn't sing, I had these men who I really cared about and who I really cared about and respected. Like, they accepted me, they loved me, they took me in as a brother and friend, even though I couldn't sing. Not because I was good at sports, just because of me. And what I realized is that by having too much control over what I was doing, my image, whatever, I was reducing my experience of being loved by others. And it was when I was weak and sort of small and broken and not good at something, I had a much more profound experience of love. And let's examine our own conscience. How often are we making sure that our weakness, our brokenness, our smallness is hidden from everybody? If you were anything like me, probably a lot. But the fact is, if we keep doing that, we're limiting our experience of being loved by others, because it's when we're loved in our smallness, our littleness, our brokenness, our weakness, our imperfections, our humanness, we have a much more profound experience of love. And I experience this all the time when I go to confession. And I confess my sins, and I experience God's merciful love for me. What I'm going to offer to you this week, as the right challenge, is examine your conscience. Take a look at ways in which you might be like overprotecting yourself, not allowing yourself to be small or vulnerable or weak or imperfect in front of other human beings, because it might be a way in which you're limiting your experience of love. And I just invite you to take that and to give the Lord permission. Lord, I give you permission to allow me to be imperfect in front of other people so that I can experience being loved even in that weakness. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy, but luckily we have the help of grace. Let's beg the Holy Spirit for the grace to be small and weak and vulnerable in front of others so that we can have this more profound experience of being loved. My brothers and sisters, thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Remember, somos peregrinos poco a poco, little by little. We're going to make it. Vamos a llegar. We'll see you again. Bye.